Hello again, and welcome to the Skillsack.com Social Media Employee Training Podcast. Today is September 29th, 2010. This week we start a two-part series on the most common social media mistakes your employees will make. Of course, the first is this week, and the conclusion will be next week. This week we look at three seemingly obvious mistakes. 1. Posting complaints about the job. 2. Talking too much about off-the-job antics. And 3. Posting questionable pictures. Yes, these sound like no-brainers. Common sense tells most of us that these are all bad ideas, but still we see situations every week. There's even a Facebook group dedicated to people fired because of what they posted or said on Facebook. Common sense is just not working. What's wrong with posting job complaints? Everyone has issues about their job from time to time. Well, for one, it makes you question why that employee is still working there. If it's so bad, why don't they move on? As an employer, you may not like losing people, but if someone is being so negative, there's a good chance they're spreading that negativity to others. It also makes the organization look like a bad place to work to outsiders when that is probably not the case. Someone may not be having a good day, may have personal stress outside the office, or just have a personality conflict with a manager. Others may love their job, but the only one anyone hears from is the squeaky wheel. But these squeaky wheels can impact your ability to hire great people and become a better company. Number 2, too much information about outside activities. Sometimes this is fine, of course. If someone talks about their efforts in the community, working with disadvantaged and those type of activities, no one will ever question that. But too many people assume their sexual escapades or drunken rampages are fun to describe with friends. The trap many employees fall for is they think this talk is limited to a closed circle. The reality is it only takes one person forwarding that outside the circle to expose it to many, many more people. Fueling the fire are people who may be actively searching for news about, let's say, a concert where an unruly group caused a problem for families. If your employee was involved, or even worse, bragged about it, this can make news quickly. And believe me, the news media is watching social media constantly for stories. Finally, the biggest no-brainer of all, in my opinion, and that's posting questionable pictures. If a picture says 1,000 words, why do you want it saying bad things about you? And yet still people do it. With the explosion of online video and camera phones, this is going to happen anytime, anywhere. One example was a New England Patriots cheerleader being fired for having her picture taken with a passed-out student who had crude images drawn on his body, including swastikas. She admitted she didn't pay enough attention to those images, but it was too late. The Patriots organization uses the cheerleading squad in community outreach, and this was not the image or brand they wanted to promote. So while it seems simple to avoid these events, we constantly see mistakes being made. Training created by Skillsack.com about how to properly use social media can help with these issues. Employees learn not to post questionable content and also when to jump into social media to help your organization. If you want more information, please visit Skillsack.com and click the employee training link. You can also send a message to info@Skillsack.com to instantly receive a return email with links to get to know Skillsack better, including our Facebook page, our Twitter account link, and the founder's contact information. To never miss a single episode of this podcast, you can find us by searching the iTunes podcast and subscribing there, or visit Skillsack.com, click on our blog, find a podcast episode, and then grab the RSS feed. Thank you for listening. Please join us next week for the conclusion of this two-part series. We'll talk about the serious issues of speaking on behalf of the company without authorization, discussing company secrets, and employees promoting products and services without saying who they work for. Thanks again for listening, and have a fantastic week.